They know you won't leave. And that's why they can treat you however they want. That's why they can disappear for days, give you breadcrumbs, keep you guessing, leave you in the gray area, because your fear of rejection has made you the easiest person in the world to control. Hi guys, my name is Joy. Let me share with you how your fear of rejection is actually driving all your relationship decisions and completely ruining them. Are you ready for this? The reality is either you cannot fathom that this person is leaving you and ultimately rejecting you. And so what you end up doing is you compromise, right? You compromise on your values. You compromise on what you stand for. You compromise on what you want. You compromise on your dreams, your visions, and ultimately on yourself, just so you can soothe that part of you that cannot tolerate that someone could possibly reject you, right? That part of you is in disbelief that someone could not want you. So you're like, me? You don't want me? You're rejecting me? Nuh-uh, I'm going to prove to you that I'm not someone you can reject. I am not rejectable. I am someone who's great and worthy and lovable and the prize, and I'm going to show that to you. I'm going to prove that to you. And this is where things get messy. You have ultimately made this person the person who decides, the judge who decides whether you are good enough and worthy enough or not. If they reject you, that means there's something wrong with you. So you are going to do anything you can to avoid that moment. But here's the thing, by trying so hard to prove that you are worth keeping, that you are not rejectable, you have already decided that they get to be the judge. You have handed them that power that should never have been handed over in the first place. And because you cannot fathom that pain and the reality of being rejected and not chosen by this person, by this one person, you end up no longer saying what's really on your mind, what you really need from them. You become a Mother Teresa who's like so chill, so easy, so low maintenance and not demanding, but inside you are kind of dying, because you are actually screaming for more connection, more consistency, more love, more commitment. And what ends up happening is you mold yourself to be exactly what you think they will need in that moment without even considering the person that you would like to become, because you are so afraid that they will walk away and reject you and not choose you. And that will mean that you're not enough, you are not lovable. And if you are manifesting a specific person, how does this look, right? Because I know I have a community of some manifestation people here. I will speak to that as well. The main problem is this: you're not choosing your life partner from the lens of compatibility and wisdom and security. You're choosing your partner based on not wanting them to reject you, because the thought of them not picking you, the thought of them rejecting you and not choosing you is too painful. And you know what else the manifestation community is going to tell you? They're going to tell you that you can have anybody you want because you are God. You have the power within, and I am absolutely not denying that you have the creative power within you to create whatever it is you want. But guess what? Just because you can manifest anyone, it doesn't mean that you should, right? Just because something can work and something can be manifested doesn't mean it's good for you. You can be manifesting being with a pineapple if you really want. But does that mean you should? Is being with a pineapple actually good for you and serving your highest purpose in life? Or is it making you shrink yourself just to be with them because you cannot tolerate the reality of being rejected and not chosen? If you are a cucumber and you're trying to be with that pineapple, you know what's going to end up happening? You are essentially going to shape shift yourself into a pineapple as well and lose your identity, compromise on who you are and your values just to be with that pineapple. And if that's the love story that you want to have for yourself, then by all means, I encourage you to go for it. But I know for most of you, that is not what you want. That is absolutely not what you want. And by the way, if you haven't caught on, I am not talking about fruits here. And here is the other thing, right? This person you've probably known for a very long time, you've known for a while, and you have chemistry with them. That's undeniable. But by the way, chemistry is not the same as compatibility. Chemistry is your nervous system recognizing a familiar pattern. Compatibility, on the other hand, is two people being good for each other, bringing out the best in each other, your body will get chemistry confused with thoughts like, this is the one for me. But really, it's saying that this feels familiar, and guess what is familiar? What's familiar is the same dynamic that wounded you in the first place. Probably the same type of familiarity you felt when your mother, your father, your carer didn't give you the attention or the love that you needed when you were a child and growing up. And now what you're doing is you're seeking that love in your adult relationships and people who also fail to give you what you needed as a child and what you need now, most importantly. But because you don't want this person to walk away from you, and essentially what your body feels like is a rejection of you, you are now willing to put up with whatever they give you, right? Whether that's the lack of communication, the lack of certainty, hot and cold behavior, inconsistency, lack of emotional availability. Did I already say that? Lack of emotional availability, lack of commitment, lack of security. And you want to know what the truth is? Because I'm all about seeking the truth. Your fear of them rejecting you is making you reject yourself on a daily, because now you are consciously allowing yourself to be put in situations, to be put in rooms where you're getting less than what you need and deserve. Okay, I want you to sit with that for a second. You're so scared of them rejecting you that you are doing it to yourself every single day, right? It's death by 1,000 cuts. Every time you bite your tongue, you're rejecting your voice. Every time you accept less than what you need, you are rejecting your worth. Every time you make yourself smaller so that they will be more comfortable, you are rejecting your own brilliance and existence. You think that staying quiet is protecting you from rejection, but you've just changed who's rejecting it, right? Instead of them rejecting you, you're rejecting yourself 1,000 times over and over again. And somehow that feels better because at least you're still in control, right? But this is what I want you to hear. The rejection that you are so terrified of, guess what? It already happened, okay? It already happened. Maybe when you were a kid, maybe in your last relationship, and you're still here, you're still standing, you survived it. What you might not survive is spending the rest of your life rejecting yourself to avoid someone else rejecting you, because you cannot fathom someone else rejecting you. And so constantly you are rejecting yourself, you are abandoning yourself, you are betraying yourself to prevent that reality from happening. But that reality is already happening, except from you. And you want to know why that makes you so easy to manipulate and control? Because this person gets to sprinkle you with enough affection just to keep you hooked without actually you leaving. Okay? And you will tolerate it each time, every single time, because you don't want to be rejected by them. And of course you are going to coat that fear in saying, oh, but I love them, blah, blah, blah. You are easy to manipulate because they can pull away for however long they want, whether that's 5, 10 days, a week, a month, and then randomly they'll pop up and send you a text about how they miss you, how they want to be with you, blah, blah, blah. And you are going to fall for it every single time, because not only are you scared of their rejection of you, but you have made their affection, their love, their attention towards you as the grand prize, because that's what you were missing as a child, and now you seek that in your romantic relationships as an adult. They have now become like water in the desert to you, and that's why you're so addicted to them and just cannot stop thinking about them or let them go. They know that when they disappear for however long they want, 3 days, 5 days, 10 days, they know that you will be there waiting for them on the other side. They know that you can cancel plans, they can cancel plans, and you will just say, no worries, I understand your pain, blah, blah, blah. And they know they can keep you in that gray territory, in the uncertain, and keep you guessing because you're too afraid to actually walk away and to ask where this is going, because you know that they will withdraw every time you ask that question. And look, sometimes they are not evil people. I firmly believe that people inherently, most people inherently, they are not evil, right? They are not evil masterminds plotting your downfall and trying to hold you back consciously. Sometimes they just notice that you will accept things that other people won't. That you are easier to be with because you don't push back. And you don't actually leave when you say that you're done. They know that you will always come back for them. And once someone knows that you won't leave no matter what, they are just not going to try as hard, because why would they? What's the need to try hard anyway? You've shown them that they can show up at 30% effort, at 40% effort, at 50% effort, and you will still stay and eat that up, right? And without meaning to, you have taught them exactly how little they can get away with. Okay, so how do you actually break this pattern? How do you stop letting fear of rejection run your entire life? Firstly, I need you to hear this on a body level, not just an intellectual level. Someone not choosing you does not mean you are not worth choosing. It doesn't mean you are inherently unlovable and not enough and lacking. You need to really wire this into yourself. Okay, not just on that logical, intellectual level, which I know most of you might already know, but actually on that nervous system level. Work with a therapist, a mentor, a coach if you need to, but you need to aim to be on the level where someone pulling away, it doesn't trigger the fear of a rejection or fear of abandonment, something deep within you anymore. Because that is when you actually start to consciously create a life that is actually aligned with who you are choosing to be, and not a life that is aligned with your deepest fears and manifesting a life from that point of that place. I don't want that for you. Secondly, I need you to build a life where one person cannot destroy you. Okay? Friends, hobbies, purpose, work, whatever gives you a sense of meaning in life, a sense of self that exists outside of romantic love, and whether they text you back or not, whether they're there for you or not, because when your entire world revolves around one single person, whether that's an ex, a person you're longing to be with, a situationship, a person who just never acknowledges you and takes you for granted, of course you are going to be terrified of losing them, okay? That's too much power for any single person to have in your life. So you need to spread that out. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. Unless this person has proven to you over and over again that they will show up for you on the hard days, on the easy days, on all the days in between. Okay, then you can give all your eggs to this person if you want to. And that's what marriage is, right? So your fear of rejection has made you stay in situations that are literally rejecting you every single day. So recognize that the rejection has already happened. The thing you are trying so bad to run away from has already happened. Okay, you're just trying to maintain it in the name of love. So stop trying to make yourself unrejectable. Is that even a word? Not rejectable. Start being someone who you wouldn't want to lose. And if people cannot see that, then let them do what they want. Stop trying so hard to keep them in your life. Stop trying so hard to make them see something that should be so obvious. Okay? You got this. I will catch you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts and talk soon. Bye.